Alright fellas, welcome back to another video. As you all know, my name is Juan, and this is Goku Guidance. Men are being shamed, or actually men are being kicked out or shamed for going to public spaces. What do I mean by that? We're not wanted. We're not wanted anywhere we go. We're not wanted at we're not wanted at church. We're not wanted in the gym. We get shamed for going to these places. Well, why is that? Why do they shame men at a church? You know, the one safe space, one of the last safe spaces that we have is the gym and church. These places are, well, they're for men in general. They're for men. Like let's take church for example. These places are for us to, for our faith, right? They're so that we can connect with God and so on and so forth. So there's the order of things. There's God the Father, there's Jesus, there's men, there's women, and there's children. That's just the order how it goes. But men are they don't want to go to church anymore. Why? Because they don't welcome us anymore. They don't want us there for. Look, listen to this. Look, I personally stopped going to church because they make it seem like there's a single guy in here. Like why are you single? Like first they probably start questioning, it's like, why is this guy single? Like, why are you single, dude? Like, shouldn't you be married? And if you're not married at a certain age, like they don't want you around. So they're like, nowadays most churches, it's like literally like maybe like 70% women in there. 70% women. So your chances of finding a good, wholesome, reputable Christian lady, they're actually higher in church. They're higher than you go into a bar or you go into a nightclub or anything like that, right? You go into church, and God forbid that if you went to church with the intention of looking for a wife, God forbid that you actually, like talk to somebody and get to know somebody and quite possibly, court this woman and quite possibly like get her, get, make her into your wife. Like God forbid, they don't want that. They don't even want you at the church. They don't want you to talk. Women don't want you to talk to them even at church. And like, and it's not because they don't want men. It's because they don't want you personally, because we don't meet up to their standards. We're not 6 feet tall. We're not Chad. We're not Tyrone's. We don't look like Brad Pitt. Does that make sense? And you couldn't talk to these women. They shame you for it, and they honestly they make you feel uncomfortable. It's like, oh, here comes some guy, and don't look at him because like this guy comes here with the intention of picking up, or trying to pick up a girlfriend, or try. Does that make sense? It's like, and if, like, let's say that was true. Let's just say that's the real intention of why I go to these places, me personally. Let's just say that the real reason why I go to church is because I'm trying to find a woman that I can wife up and marry and have kids with. What is so wrong with that? And you can be saying to yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. But yet women, they don't see it that way. They're like, no, dude, like we want nothing to do with you because you're here on the sole purpose of finding a wife and we don't want nothing to do with you because we want Tyrone. We want the Billy badasses that's gonna treat us like dirt, and they're gonna humiliate us and treat us less than we are. We don't want good men. We don't want good wholesome men that's gonna protect and provide for us. We want Chad and Tyrone to treat us like dirt. And does that make sense? Like, that's what they want. They don't like when a good man rolls by. It's almost like women can tell. It's like, no, that's a good dude. That's a good dude. No, I don't want nothing to do with him. And same thing with the gym. Same thing with the gym. But at the gym, it's a little bit more. It, it it's understandable that the women are looking for these Tyrones and these Chads. It's more understandable at the gym because that's what they're there for. So like I don't approach women at the gym period because I already know, and like I know what I look like, or I know what I look like, and I know that I'm not like, if anything, I'm just average. I'm just average. I'm 5'9", whatever, right? Like, I'm not a power lifter. I don't bench. I could barely bench press 225. Does that make sense? So I'm just some average ass dude, and women, they don't want average. They want the best of the best. They want Tyrone to tie him down, to spit in their face, and to humiliate them, because that's really what women want. And they don't like us coming around. They don't want us coming around. There's no there, there's a reason, like, why, like, I stopped going to church, because like they just make you feel uncomfortable. Like, they make you feel uncomfortable, and then they shame you for not being a real man, and then they shame you because you don't have a woman. It's like let's say I did went to church for that. It's like, well, like, do you want to be my wife? It's like, oh no, you, you're no. It's crazy. It's crazy because of the high standards of today's women. Like, they're so high, and we're just average dudes. Like, we're just average people. And I was having a conversation with somebody, and what this guy was telling me something along the lines of, I forget, but yeah, guys. So yeah, like I was saying, guys, I was having a conversation with this one guy, right? And I don't know, remember how the conversation came about, but we were talking about, like, oh yeah, like men think with their lower heads, right? I'm like, yeah, that's true. But then, like, the guy comes up to me and he says, but you know what's really messed up? It's like, they think the exact same way. They think the exact same way. Like, women are like, we're really no different. Yes, other than biological, does that make sense? But like, the women think the exact same way. Like, if we look at if men look at a good looking woman, we're like, oh yeah, she's hot, right? And she's got nice features, and she's pretty, and she's got a nice butt and all that stuff. But women think the exact same way. When they look at a guy, they're like, oh yeah, he's good looking, and he's hot, and he's got to get big guns, and I want him to, like, flip me like a pancake type deal. So what's the issue? What is the issue? If women are just as sexually, they think sexually about men just as much as men think sexually about women. Like, what's the deal? the the deal is that they just don't want you because you're not good. You're not good enough for them. And that's the reason why men are having a hard time with women. They're having a hard time with women because you're just not good enough. Women don't want good men. That's the issue. They they look for the bad boy. They want they want a bad guy, and you're like, well, why don't you start becoming a bad guy? Because it messes with your integrity. Like, you cannot pretend or be somebody else, or pretend to be someone that you're not. Like, you can't, because it makes you unoriginal. And it's like I said in one of my last videos, like, we're all like Oreo cookies, right? So we're all original. We're all original. And if you start changing and acting a certain way that you're not originally intended to act, you can give somebody a fake Oreo, and then you can give somebody a real Oreo, and you like, here, have this real Oreo. And you're like, oh yeah, it looks like one, it tastes like one, and it smells like one. But then you start changing the formula around, and you're like, well, it kind of tastes like it, but like, I know for a fact that that's not original. And that's who we are. That's who we are. That's what we are. And it's just in our nature. It's in our nature to be to be good men. That's what it is. But like, it's like I said, like, they don't want good men. Even church women don't want good men, which is kind of mind-boggling. That like, that they go to church and they're believers in the faith and all that stuff, but they don't want you because you're not good, or they don't want you because you're not bad. It kind of defeats the purpose of being a good person. But yeah, guys, don't think for a second that women don't look at you like sexual objects, because they do. They do that too. Especially like modern women, like, especially that, and we're just talking about just women in the church. Like, there's women outside of church, like in the gyms and stuff, that are like, that don't want nothing to do with religion. Like, these women, like, most of them, because of the access of like the internet and social media, like, don't be fooled, guys. They also watch pornography as well, dude. For real, for real, for real, for real, for real. And they have to succumb to these methods of self-indulgence because they don't have a man. And it's not because they can't get one, it's just that they don't want you. Women have zero problems hooking up with random strangers. Zero problems. But in between their sexual escapades, in between their chats and pokies and tyrones, in between all that, when there's a time of drought, if you would, they resort to the same thing that most 90% of men resort to when they can't get any. They resort to the pornography. And when women see certain men, they look at them up and down, and they look at them as sexual objects, just like men that watch pornography. They do the exact same thing because it distorts the mind, right? It distorts the mind, and it makes people, it makes like people that watch this kind of content, it makes them seem as the opposite sex, whether they're male or female. They look at these individuals as objects for their own self gratification. That that's what's really going on. And women, they do the same thing. Like, um, and they can sit there and lie to you that they don't watch these things, but they do. Like, and you're like, how do you know? How do I know? Well, for one, like, women, they know, because like, especially the ones that dress like promiscuous, and like the ones that straight up dress like 304s, because they know. It's like, hey man, like, this is how you attract men. It's like, why? Because I've seen it in a movie. Why would you act and behave like a certain way? Does that make sense? And why would you use men for your own sexual gratification if you're not partaking in this content? So yes, like, women do use pornography. Like, they're yes, men. There's studies saying that mostly men use pornography, but no, it's women too. And it's usually through when they can't get any, which, like I said, for women it's not hard to get any. It's just that they're really picky, and they're like, no, 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 this guy. And when they have like a season of drought, when there's a lack of like what they want, then they have to resort to these things. But yeah, guys, like, they don't want us in public spaces. They don't want us in public spaces. They don't want us anywhere. They don't want us anywhere. They shamed us. If you know, if we have regular 9 to 5, they shamed us. They shame us. If we go to church, they shame us, because because women think that we're there for sex. Same thing at the gym. Like, they don't want us at the gym, because like, men go like they men go to the gym to go and have sex, and obviously we know that that's not true. We know that it's the opposite. It's quite possibly the opposite. Like, men go there to escape their just to get away from all the crap that they're dealing with, so that they can work on themselves, on their physical health, on their strength. But the funny part about that is that because I know, because I have eyes, because I can see that women, they just go in there to play games. Like, yes, they might be getting a couple sets of their squats or whatever it is that they may be doing, but I know for a fact, 100%, my intuition is just like, it's really out there. Like, I know for a fact that 90% of the women that go to the gym, they go there to see if they can find something. They're like, I'm gonna dress a certain way, and to see if I attract the one person that I'm trying to attract. Period. They go there they don't care about fitness. Some of them may care about fitness and losing weight and all this stuff, but I guarantee you guys that like 90% of the women that go to the gym, they're going there to see what they can come home with. You can call whatever you want, but I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. And they dress the exact same way day in, day out, and waiting for fresh meat to come in. And they're like, oh, I've never seen him before. I'm gonna go and shake my booty I'm gonna shake my stuff in front of him. And lo and behold, 9 times out of 10, it does work. Because men, we're very simple creatures. We're easily we're easily induced with the promise that there will be sex, at like, if we pursue this uh, this outcome. Like, if a woman shakes her butt, we're like, oh, I guess she's really interested in me, and like, if I pursue this, there's a good chance that I might have sex with this person. And 9 times out of 10, yes, it's true. So a lot. So yeah. So women do really go there to just they go there to try to pick something up. And the crazy part about that is that we get shamed. We get shamed for it. We get shamed because, like, because we didn't pick up on their signals, because we get shamed. Like, God forbid, like if you went to the gym, like if you went to the actual gym and actually got buff. God forbid that you actually went and did what you're there for, right? And that you're not there to try to pick up a woman. They shame you. They shame you for getting buff. How dare this guy get buff? Like, how dare this guy come to my gym and actually work out and actually get buff? It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. But anyways, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you're enjoying the content, please comment below. Once again, my name is Juan, and this has been Goku Guidance. Until next time, fellas.